morning. Can you hear me in the back? Can we try that again? I think it's probably unnecessary, and I know it's immature, but if you would all join me right now in saying as loud as we can, "Yo, Weatherman." Could we all say, "Yo, Weatherman"? This has been a complicated morning to get set up with the rain, and I think physical plan and housekeeping are entitled to a special round of applause for all that. And I'd like to give a special welcome to Bill Short from the class of 1922. Bill, could you stand up? And to President Miller Upton and his wonderful wife, Jude. Today we will observe together our own special version of an ancient ritual, one we have performed for nearly 150 years. Beloit College is a very different place from what it was on November 4th, 1847, when a tiny handful of students and faculty gathered together for the first class. Our college has changed a great deal over the past century and a half and continues to change every decade, indeed every year. But there is more that has not changed and will not change. Our commitment to liberal education, to learning, to teaching excellence, to educating students as individuals, to service, to each other. This morning, the strong common threads that bind us are symbolically rewoven into that special fabric we call Beloit College. In these exercises, we honor the members of the class of 1997 for their outstanding achievements. We celebrate their joining the lifetime family of Beloit, and as they leave this hallowed place and commence their life journey, we bid them Godspeed. The Reverend Dr. Rue Parsonage, who will deliver the invocation this morning, is, in addition to being a leader in the United Church of Christ, a distinguished scholar, and the president of Northland College, a unique liberal arts institution with which Beloit College has long had a warm and close relationship. It is a special privilege to have Bob deliver the invocation for Beloit College because he is a parent of a member of the class of 1997, and for me because he's a good friend. I'm pleased to present the Reverend Robert Rue Parsonage.
Let us pray. Eternal God, creator of the universe, source of goodness and truth, inspirer of visions and of hope, we give you thanks for Beloit College and for all the generations of women and men who have enabled and engaged the wondrous mystery and miracle of liberating learning in this place. But most especially on this commencement day, we give thanks for our sons and daughters, the class of 1997, and pray for your continued care and keeping of them in all the days and years that are yet to be. We rejoice insofar as they have come to know the joy of learning, experienced the excitement of discovery, and gained a sense of wonder and awe. Stir in them always a passion for the truth and a willingness to come to its aid whenever it is threatened by ignorance, fear, or coercion, and keep wonder and reverence alive in them. We are grateful insofar as they have developed confidence in themselves, trust in their own best judgments, the skills and abilities to make a living, and the sensibilities and values to make a life. Continually inspire them, we pray, to be more interested in making a difference than in making money, more concerned about being valuable than being successful, and more committed to the common good than to private gain. We celebrate the achievement, the satisfaction, and the promise of our daughters and sons on this day, which is for them and for us, an ending and a beginning. Abiding Spirit, make the memory of this high and happy moment a touchstone if ever they are in danger of slipping into the cynicism, despair, or indifference of our age. Keep the hope, joy, and love so palpably present among us today always alive and flourishing in their lives and ours. Amen.
It's become a wonderful tradition in recent years that the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade students who study Latin history and culture and make a commitment to their academic future as a part of the Beloit Academy and the Beloit College Help Yourself program join us here to sing at commencement. We're proud of these girls and boys. They are potential future graduates of Beloit College and potential leaders of our city, our nation, and our world. They've been prepared academically today by Atasha Montgomery from the class of 1995, who's the director of the Help Yourself program, and by Beloit College instructor of music, Meg Holly, who we're happy to welcome back today. To conduct the chorus, we're pleased to welcome the internationally renowned director of the Chicago Symphony Chorus, Dwayne Wolf. Mr. Wolf is also well known for his work with children. He is the founder of the Colorado Children's Chorale, which is performed throughout this country, in Europe, and in Asia. He will conduct the chorus in 2 songs, Dona Nobis Pacem, an early 18th century setting of the Latin text translated, Give Us Peace, and the Gaudiamus Igitur, a 13th century student song from the University of Paris. Since her visit here in 1976, Beloit College has felt a special kinship with Margaret Mead. Miss Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, It is the only thing that ever has. Perhaps the most recognized symbol of America's commitment to changing the world for the better began with an impromptu address at 2 a.m. to students of the University of Michigan one day in October 1960 by then presidential candidate John F. Kennedy. He challenged the students to give 2 years of their lives to help people in countries of the developing world. Inspired, the students formed Americans Committed to World Responsibility, and within weeks, thousands of students signed a petition asking for the establishment of such a program. In his inaugural address in 1961, President Kennedy laid out a guiding philosophy. To those peoples in the huts and villages of half the globe struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves. 40 days later, the Peace Corps was born, and 6 months after that, in a spirit of hope and dedication, the first team of Peace Corps volunteers departed for service in Ghana. Now, 36 years later, with almost 150,000 volunteers having served in 91 countries, the Peace Corps remains a lasting symbol of the best of America and Americans. The 6,500 women and men now serving will certainly continue to exemplify this nation's dedication to the betterment of all society. Beloit College is proud to be a leading contributor to this program in the number of graduates it has sent on to Peace Corps service. Some of those alumni Peace Corps volunteers are here today. More than 200 graduates of Beloit have served in the Peace Corps, which places Beloit among the top 15% of schools supplying volunteers, an impressive record for such a small school. We celebrate Beloit's continuing commitment to international service today as we welcome Mark Guerin, the 14th Director of the Peace Corps. We'll hear more of Mr. Guerin's background later. Suffice it here to note that he has maintained a dedication to public service since his graduation from Harvard in 1978 and has provided a model of commitment for our young leaders. It should also be noted that for half a dozen members of the class of 1997, this is a special opportunity to see their future boss up close and personal. It's my distinct honor to introduce Mark D. Guerin, who will deliver the commencement address. Mr. Guerin.
President Farrell, Dr. Parsonage, distinguished guests, members of the faculty and the administration, students here at Beloit College, let me begin by saying what a privilege it is for me to join you here today and to join the 275 very outstanding men and women who will be graduating today. I'm honored to be a part of this ceremony because Beloit College has long been a place where its enduring commitment to academic excellence is matched with its deep belief in the importance of public and community service. All of you indeed can take great pride in this great institution. I'm particularly pleased to be here because, as President Farrell said, Beloit College has had a long history of partnership with the Peace Corps. As he said, since 1961, more than 200 graduates have served our country and the people of the developing world as Peace Corps volunteers. Today, as we gather here, there are 8 fellow Beloit alums who are serving and making a difference in the lives of people overseas as Peace Corps volunteers. Now, everyone from this state certainly can also take pride from the fact that the university up the road here a bit, I'm told it's called the University of Wisconsin in Madison, produces more volunteers than any other campus in the United States. And everyone should be proud of the fact that the former chancellor of the university, now Secretary of Health and Human Services, Donna Shalala, once served as a Peace Corps volunteer. But on a per capita basis, Beloit College produces more than 3 times as many Peace Corps volunteers as that other university here in Wisconsin. So that's a great, applaud yourselves, thank you. That's a great achievement, certainly, and I thank everyone at Beloit for the strong ties and support that you've provided to the Peace Corps over the years. Now, my sources tell me that there are perhaps many reasons why this is such fertile territory for the Peace Corps. It might start with your Vice President, Al MacGyver, who was a Peace Corps volunteer at the very start of the Peace Corps in 1961 in Sierra Leone. Or it might be Vice President, thank you. We should applaud the Vice President for his service. He hasn't changed a bit in the ensuing 36 years. Or it might be Julie Swanson, who's the Director of Field and Career Services, who is both a Peace Corps volunteer and a very valued member of our staff. We thank her for all the work she's doing to recruit the best and brightest into the Peace Corps. Or it might be my colleague in Washington, Margaret Goodman, who is a Beloit graduate, who directs all of the Peace Corps' international programs in the Asia-Pacific region. As the Peace Corps' regional director for that important part of the world, Margaret is the most senior Peace Corps staff member responsible for our operations and volunteer programming and headquarters liaison with the Asian Pacific countries we're serving in. President Clinton named Margaret Goodman to that position 4 years ago after a very distinguished 23-year history as a top legislative aide on Capitol Hill. Margaret tells me that her undergraduate education here and her studies in international relations very much prepared her for the important career she has had in Washington. So we have many ties here. And let me say at the outset that I understand one of the graduates, Julia Shea, has received her invitation to join the Peace Corps. We congratulate you, Julia, and we thank you. To the other graduates who are thinking about the Peace Corps, who have their applications in, let me thank you for your interest, and I will put in a good word with the Peace Corps director when I get back to Washington. So for all these reasons, I could not be more pleased or honored to be here at Beloit College to deliver the commencement address to such a bright and energetic collection of students. Commencement addresses are a time-honored tradition in our country. Each spring and summer, countless students across the United States, fresh from waging intellectual warfare with their professors during final exams, gather to celebrate what for many of them will be one of the most important days of their lives. Those of us who are honored with the opportunity to deliver a commencement address try, hopefully, to find some words of wisdom that someday, down the road, you might even recall what is said here today. Well, in thinking about what I should say here for this commencement, I decided to rely on the very sage advice that an Irish priest once gave to a person who found themselves in the position I find myself today, of speaking at a commencement. The priest advised, commencement addresses and commencement speakers should really think of themselves as the body at an old-fashioned Irish wake. They need to have you there in order to have the party, but nobody really expects you to say very much. So that struck me as pretty good advice. So my message today is a simple one. It's about service and how important it is for the future of your community and our country. And most importantly, how important service is and how integral it is for everyone's life, for the balance of their lives. Certainly the notion of service has a familiar ring to it, I'm sure, because here at Beloit, serving is a tradition. The idea of giving back to your community isn't just a cliche, it's a way of life. We saw the power of this principle very much in evidence a few weeks ago in Philadelphia, when more than 5,000 Americans from across the United States joined together for the President's Summit on America's Future. I was in Philadelphia to represent the Peace Corps and the more than 148,000 Americans who have joined the Peace Corps since President Kennedy established it in 1961. 200 returned Peace Corps volunteers joined President Clinton, former Presidents Bush and Carter, Vice President Gore, General Colin Powell, and hundreds of others of people to help restore the Germantown section of Philadelphia. We painted the graffiti-ridden walls of a stadium. Others cleaned up parks and streets. And together, we demonstrated how Americans can take responsibility for improving a community without expecting something in return. The sense of accomplishment was the reward. And while some of the pundits of this important event began by analyzing the political ramifications for the next presidential campaign, I can assure you that what I witnessed and what I participated in was a very moving experience. More than 500 people in one day joined together behind a common purpose to demonstrate how citizen service and volunteerism can help solve some of our most pressing problems. But I did not have to travel to Philadelphia to see the importance of service and how volunteers can make a difference in the lives of real people. As the director of the Peace Corps, I have the opportunity to see this each and every day. Right now, as President Farrell said, there are 6,500 Americans serving across the world in 91 countries. These volunteers reflect the great diversity of our own country from every region and ethnic group and economic background. And as Peace Corps volunteers, they have very different jobs as well. Some work to expand horizons to children through education. Others help entrepreneurs find new economic opportunities. Some volunteers help young mothers to keep their infants healthy, while others work with communities to help preserve and protect the environment and to help farmers grow more food. Yet these volunteers all share in common a spirit of service and a deep commitment to the most basic but important of goals, and that is to help change and improve the human condition. They are leaders who are in this great struggle for human dignity. They reach out across boundaries in the communities they're working with and help those who want to build a better future for their communities and their family. And as they serve our country and their overseas community, they help strengthen the bonds of friendship and understanding between Americans and the people of the developing world, bonds that are the foundations of peace among nations. Most of the Peace Corps volunteers serving today are men and women in their 20s, living an extraordinary experience and, I believe, making a difference in the lives of ordinary people. Many of the young men and women who serve in the Peace Corps as volunteers are just like our graduates here at Beloit College. They are defying the sometimes popular perception today that is known as Generation X, or the MTV generation. You know what some of our cultural observers and critics say about your generation. They contend that people in their 20s are slackers, who spend too much time watching television. That you're so self-absorbed, lacking in ambition and discipline, that young Americans today, our critics have said, are not up to solving the problems that are confronting our nation. Well, the truth is always more complicated than conventional wisdom. Indeed, caricatures and stereotypes are popular not for their truth, but for their lack of it. Moreover, your generation is not the first generation to be the subject of such a gloomy assessment. In 1961, when the Peace Corps first started, my predecessor, the first director of the Peace Corps, Sergeant Shriver, had to respond to the conventional wisdom then about the capacity of America's young people. Listen to what Sergeant Shriver said in 1961. The Peace Corps, he said, is going to take a lot of people by surprise. People who think America has gone soft. People who think that the pioneering spirit in America is dead. People who do not think that our youth have the stamina or the curiosity or the sympathy or the responsibility to become working representatives of the United States abroad. What Sergeant Shriver said then still holds true today. The spirit of volunteerism remains a strong force in our society today, especially among our young people. Last year, for instance, at the Peace Corps, we received 100,000 inquiries about the Peace Corps in our offices, mainly young people who are interested in serving. That's 30,000 more than the year before. A recent nationwide poll of college freshmen tells us that this year's class of college freshmen around the country has the strongest sense of community service in the 31-year history of the survey. So much for the apathy of the MTV generation. I believe that young people care a great deal about what is happening in our world today, and most importantly, they want to be part of the solution to our problems. I know that service has been a strong part of the culture and the curriculum here at Beloit, and I congratulate each of you for embracing that important value. The challenge for all of us, however, as you go out to your lives as graduates, is to make service an everyday part of our civic life. This challenge not only applies to your generation, to mine, and to others that will precede and follow us. But being a good citizen means many things. It means that we have to pay our taxes, hopefully that we vote, we obey the laws, all because it's our civic obligation. Indeed, we even have to turn our clocks back at daylight savings time to be a good citizen. But as President Clinton reminded us in Philadelphia, while the era of big government is over, the era of big citizenship is not. And whether you become a Peace Corps volunteer or a big brother or a big sister, you can serve. Whether you make sandwiches at a shelter for the homeless or help people overcome the abuse of drugs or alcohol, you can serve. Whether you take up the initiative to clean up a park or a stream in your community, or help a young child to read, or to bring an afternoon of joy to some elderly people in a retirement community, you can serve. And while there are those who claim that the spirit of service no longer has a place in our national conscience, and while there are those who might even deride the very concept of public service, arguing that the world is now too cold and brutal for us to entertain this kind of altruistic tradition. My view is we've heard from the cynics before in the history of our country, and what the cynics usually tell us winds up in the dustbin of history. So as you and your families celebrate this graduation from this wonderful college, and as you prepare to take the challenges that lie before you, I urge you to make service and community service an integral part of your life. 50 years from now, when you're sitting around on your front porch, hopefully enjoying your grandchildren, sipping on a cool lemonade, and reflecting on what I hope will be a life well lived, the question will become, what will matter the most? Will it be the wealth that you have acquired? I doubt it. Will it be your social status? Probably not. Will it be the car in the garage? Certainly not. I suspect that what will matter the most is whether you can say with truth and conviction that you contributed something to our society, that you have made a difference by serving. So as you leave this great institution, I remind you of what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said. Everybody can be great because everyone can serve, he said. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know about Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul regenerated by love. Let me congratulate the graduates today for their achievement. Let me congratulate the parents and the friends and the families of these graduates today, and most especially the mothers on this wonderful Mother's Day for your achievement. I'm very honored to have been a part of this commencement. I'm very honored to have been a part of this special day for you. I thank you, and God bless you all.
The Administrative Policy Manual of Beloit College provides that honorary degrees may be granted to those whose achievements are extraordinary and who represent by their lives and works the ideals for which Beloit College stands. The conferring of such degrees testifies to the high regard accorded recipients by our faculty and trustees. I now call upon Brock Spencer, Paul L. Konstam Professor of Chemistry, to present our first candidate so recommended for an honorary degree at today's ceremony. Professor Spencer.
President Farrell, I take great pleasure in introducing the distinguished business leader and dedicated friend of Beloit College, Richard B. Black. A native of Dallas, Texas, Mr. Black holds a Bachelor of Science in Engineering from Texas A&M University and an MBA from Harvard University. He has also done graduate study at Northwestern University. Following military service as a lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force in Korea, he entered the field of business management and quickly showed his talents as a financial manager and as a leader with vision and drive. Within a decade, he had moved into major leadership positions in the boardrooms of American business and industry. During this time, he demonstrated his personal strength in many ways. For example, by conquering the peaks of the Matterhorn, the Tetons, and other mountains. In 1978, he was recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records for running the fastest continuous vertical mile up and down the stairs of Chicago's Lake Point Tower in 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 45 seconds. Well regarded as a creative and risk-taking executive, he turned his attention in the mid-1980s to venture capital investments, partnerships, and management assistance to technology companies worldwide. He is known as a tough taskmaster who tolerates few excuses. He also has a clear sense of urgency in what he is doing. Some people look at calendars, he says. I look at my watch. But throughout this time, he has become a highly quotable and favored subject of profiles in business publications. He has also continued his interest in education and art. While controller and vice president at Warner Electric Brake and Clutch Company in Beloit, he lectured in the Beloit College Economics Department. He joined the Beloit College Board of Trustees in 1973 and continues as a trustee here today, as he does for the Institute of Advanced Study at Princeton and the American Indian College Fund. His other commitments have included chairmanship in the mid-70s of Inroads Incorporated, a national organization providing career assistance, counseling, and placement for minority college students. Mr. Black's contributions to Beloit College have greatly helped to enhance its reputation and to well serve both the students and the faculty of the college. President Farrell, on the recommendation of the faculty and the trustees of Beloit College, I now have the honor of presenting Richard B. Black for the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Richard B. Black, business leader, visionary, and Beloit College parent, trustee, teacher, and benefactor. Throughout your career, you have found challenges and confronted them, raising the level by which you measure yourself, and in so doing, raising the bar for all of those around you. You have scaled the Matterhorn and set the record for the fastest vertical mile. With the same energy and enthusiasm with which you have opened new doors and opportunities for America's entrepreneurs and for its young people. Your concern for access to and the accurate conveyance of information has been a hallmark of your business life and your beneficence to this institution. Further, the Richard Black Chair in the Natural Sciences and the Richard Black Information Center at Beloit College's library have both contributed in an immeasurable manner to preparing our students for the roles they will be expected to fulfill in the future. In your commitment to encouraging, guiding, and supporting those facing the steepest challenges, you have made another significant contribution. As a present trustee of the American Indian College Fund, and as a former national leader of Inroads, providing career incentives and guidance for minority youth, you have helped a generation to gain a foothold on the future, while lowering the mountains that have so long separated them from success and respect. We take this opportunity to thank you for your generosity and commitment to this college and to this community's future. And we welcome you to the ranks of the honorary alumni of Beloit College. I now have the pleasure, as president of Beloit College, of conferring upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, by authorizing the Chief Marshal to invest you with the appropriate hood. Congratulations, Rick. I call upon Assistant Professor of Biology, Yafa Grossman, to present our second candidate so recommended for an honorary degree.
President Farrell, I am very pleased to present to you the Director of the Peace Corps, Mark D. Guerin. Mr. Guerin was confirmed by the United States Senate and sworn in as the 14th Director of the Peace Corps in September 1995. Since becoming director, he has worked to prepare the Peace Corps for the 21st century, building on the agency's great legacy of service over the last 36 years. We are proud today to honor Mr. Guerin for his dynamic leadership of this important agency, and in so doing, to honor the Peace Corps as an important symbol of American dedication to improving the lives of all the peoples of the world. A 1978 cum laude graduate in government from Harvard College, Mr. Guerin also holds a law degree from the Georgetown University Law Center. In 1978, with his new bachelor's degree, he became press secretary for Massachusetts Congressman Robert F. Drinan. The same year, he served as press secretary for a Massachusetts ballot initiative and became a reporter for the Fitchburg, Massachusetts Sentinel. In 1980, he joined the staff of Iowa Congressman Berkeley Bedell, serving as press secretary and campaign manager. He subsequently served as director of the Massachusetts Office of Federal Relations for Governor Michael Dukakis and became executive director of the Democratic Governors Association in 1989. He entered the national political arena in 1992 as campaign manager for Vice President Gore. After the election, Mr. Guerin was appointed deputy director of President-elect Clinton's transition team. He joined the White House staff as assistant to the president and director of communications and strategic planning, and also served as deputy chief of staff. As director of the Peace Corps, Mr. Guerin has worked to create new opportunities for Peace Corps service. This year, for the first time, Peace Corps volunteers will be working in South Africa and Jordan. He is also overseeing the return of Peace Corps volunteers to Haiti and has launched the Crisis Corps, a new program within the Peace Corps that allows volunteers and returned Peace Corps volunteers to provide short-term assistance to communities during humanitarian crises and natural disasters. Beloit College has demonstrated its ongoing support and commitment to the Peace Corps over the last 36 years. The college extends to Director Guerin a special welcome to this campus. President Farrell, it is my pleasure and honor, on the recommendation of the faculty and the trustees of Beloit College, to present Mark D. Guerin for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Mark Daniel Guerin, public servant, volunteer leader, director of the Peace Corps. From your earliest days as a student volunteer to your professional role as an advisor and leader in government, you have committed yourself to the betterment of society, regionally, nationally, and internationally. Your good humor and ability to summarize and analyze complex matters have made you an invaluable resource for our nation's leaders at all levels, including those of the President of the United States. Beloit College, whose strong commitment to internationalism has placed it among the leading schools in the nation in its contribution of volunteers to the Peace Corps, is proud to honor you today for your dedication to that which is best in this nation, our service to the world. In a time of questioning of our international role and responsibility, you have taken charge of one of the great symbols of this country during the second half of the 20th century and are preparing it for the new millennium. The tradition of service that helped shape our country at its founding and that of John F. Kennedy, and that John F. Kennedy inspired in a new generation in mid-century, you today are securing by offering new leadership and hope for the future. I now have the pleasure, as president of Beloit College, of conferring upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, by authorizing the Chief Marshal to invest you with the appropriate hood. Congratulations. Now, in tribute to the graduates we honor today, please join in the singing of the college song, Domine Salvum Fac. The words and music are printed at the back of your program, and the brass ensemble will play one stanza as an introduction and will play an interlude between the two stanzas. Will the faculty and staff chorus come forward now to lead us in our song? And please all stand and join in. Francine Glos, 99, and Bonnie Minette, and the tubas are William Burdick and Ryan Kimball, also of the class of 2000. We appreciate your contribution to our ceremony. Let's give them all a round of applause. I now call upon Dean McDowell to present the Emeriti citations.
Ask Professor Carl P. Balson to come forward, please. Yeah. Stand on the shoes. It is with great pride and pleasure that your colleagues and many other friends here join the trustees in offering this token of recognition for your long and valued service to Beloit College as Professor of Theater Arts. As you yourself have said about student learning, Carl, as far as I'm concerned, the best way to do it is to do it. Not to have someone breathing over your shoulder half the time or telling you how to do it. You don't learn from that. You learn from your own mistakes and your own joys. Since 1957, when you first came to the college, you have exemplified this approach, not just in your work as director, actor, and teacher of public speaking and broadcast journalism, but in many and varied services to the college. As past director of audiovisual services and of the language lab, as parliamentarian for the academic senate, I don't know how I'll cope without you on that one, and above all, as the director of the radio station and Beloit Access cable television. You've worn many hats, and occasionally have been known to pull rabbits out of them, but your achievements have been no sleight of hand. Please note that I really do have nothing up my sleeve, as I now present you with this scroll, a symbol of our deep appreciation and abiding respect, as we now welcome you to the honored ranks of Beloit College's Professor Emeriti. Will Professor Bill Napton please come forward? It is with great pride and pleasure that your colleagues and many other friends, Bill, join the trustees in offering this token of recognition for your long and valued service to Beloit College as Professor of Physical Education, Recreation, and Athletics. Your public achievements in Beloit athletics, 21 winning records in 31, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. 31 winning records in 39 seasons. Let me repeat that one. 31 winning records in 39 seasons. 10 Midwest Conference championships, and the presidency of the National Association of Basketball Coaches, just to name a few of those achievements, are a matter of public record and public acclaim. Less well known, however, is your achievement as a Beloit educator. Since 1957, you have worked to make athletics an integral part of the college's educational program. As all of your students and colleagues know, you have succeeded in doing that. Your astonishing records of wins has been due not just to your skills at the courtside, but also to your steadfast commitment to the ideals of liberal learning, of the athlete as scholar, and of the coach as mentor and teacher. As a symbol of our deep appreciation and genuinely abiding respect, we now present you with this scroll and welcome you to the honored ranks of Beloit College's Professor Emeriti. Will Professor Richard Newsom please come forward? There you are. Yeah, okay. There are those feet there on the... Yeah. It is with... There really are feet down there. It is with great pride and pleasure that your colleagues and many other friends join the trustees in offering this token of recognition for your long and valued service to Beloit College as Professor of Biology. In your 31 years at the college, you have taught generations of students about botany, about environmental issues, and about land use planning, about respect for the environment. You have long served at the college as director of our herbarium and as coordinator of the undergraduate student symposium. But even more than these achievements, you have also given us daily examples of the connection between scientific knowledge and public service. You have become a leader among local conservationists and have taken responsibility for the management and preservation of the Newark Road Prairie and the Chamberlain Woods, both of which benefit everyone in the Rock Valley region. You have described yourself as a shy man, and the word with which you most often characterize your many services to the college and the region is the word stewardship. Your sense of responsibility to future generations has informed your work as a scientist and as our colleague, and has allowed you to leave your mark on the college's intellectual as well as physical landscape. As a symbol of our deep appreciation and abiding respect, we now present you with this scroll and welcome you to the honored ranks of Beloit College's Professor Emeriti. Will Professor James Osen please come forward? It is with great pride and pleasure, he's on the feet. It is with great pride and pleasure that your colleagues and many other friends, myself included, join the trustees in offering this token of recognition for your long and valued service to Beloit College as George Russell Corliss Professor of History. You are the distinguished author of 2 books and many articles on the French Revolution. But despite your career-long interest in this fiery period of European history, among your students and fellow faculty here at Beloit, you have been known for your spirit of gentleness and cooperation. You yourself have lived through some turbulent times in Beloit's history. As colleague, department chair, and secretary of the faculty, since 1962 you have chronicled the life of the college through its many vicissitudes, all the while maintaining a steadfast faith in intellectual community. Your students, who named you as Teacher of the Year in 1991, speak warmly of your supportiveness and of your constant ability to find joy in their successes. Your presence among us will be missed. As a symbol of our deep appreciation and abiding respect, we now present you with this scroll and welcome you to the honored ranks of Beloit College's Professor Emeriti.
Two members of the senior class will deliver today's class address. The first is Aaron Fitch of Alexandria, Virginia. Aaron has served the college as a leader in Belsac, a student representative to the Arts and Humanities Division and to the Academic Senate, and as a member of the Academic Policy, Curriculum Review, and Women's Studies Committees. The second is Mary Hughes Greer of Beloit, Wisconsin. 25 years ago, Mary put her formal education on hold while she married and raised a family. 3 years ago, her daughter Brenna was graduated cum laude from Beloit. Mary's turn is today. Her 3 children, all college graduates, are here to be with her. Aaron, Mary.
Hi there. I thought it was bad during exam week. This is nothing. Hello, good morning. Happy Mother's Day and welcome. Faculty, staff, family, and friends. In the book Art and Lies, Jeanette Winterson writes, "Whisper to my soul, we have come a long way. Is distance traveled more important than the state on arrival of the travelers? I have come so far so fast that I haven't had time to ask whether or not this is where I want to be. And I'm not going to be given the choice. Forget it. This is the time to remember. Time can travel backwards. Time can stand still." Winterson is exploring ideas of exile, of the future, of the malleability of time, of knowledge. I'm blatantly using this passage to give myself a beginning, to ask the question, how did I get here, now, and to answer it by remembering. Beloit. It just sort of comes out of your mouth like a piece of punctuation. It completes things. It gives you little details to make your life pause at the right moments. It draws attention to passages and people. Roxy was the first faculty member I met. I was in the transfer exchange student seminar, which roughly amounted to 7 tours of the library and 3 tours of campus. I was one of the few people who attended our transfer exchange excursion, and because of this was golden in Roxy's eyes. We went to Chicago with Tom McBride's FYI and wandered around the Art Institute. Well, I stayed in the building for about 15 minutes, and then I ventured outside and explored some of the city for a while. Later, I went back into the Institute and was resigning myself to lunch alone in the cafeteria. I was about to sit down at an empty table when Tom's booming voice informed me that he and his son, as well as Roxy and an orientation leader named Lena, would be, quote, flattered if I graced them with my presence. I sat with them and was really too nervous to say anything. I just listened and watched. Occasionally, Roxy would wink at me, and Tom would hit the table between sentences. After everyone was done eating, Lena turned to Roxy and asked if she wanted to take a smoke break, to which Roxy rocked back a bit in her chair and swatted a hand in Lena's direction, saying, I thought you'd never ask. It's extremely hard for me to do Beloit justice. I'd like to say that what makes it special is its attention to detail, professors who seem to be on campus at all hours, or the fact that classes are canceled for spring day. But that wouldn't be enough. I could go on to say that it constantly amazes me that I can apply and use facts or ideas that were spoken of and developed in other classes to any one of the courses I've been taking now. Now I sound like an admissions brochure, and I apologize. I'll try another approach. My friend and advisor, Diane, has told me that she finally found someone who drinks more Diet Coke than I do. That person happens to be the dean. My best friend here has the same name as me. Her parents' names are the same as my parents' names. Her middle name is the same as my stepmother's. The coincidences go on. There's a really big stone bird-type statue perched over on the corner column by the science building. I suppose the meaning behind it is always going to be fodder for stories. Perhaps it will even fly away today. At Cub Foods, you have to bag your own groceries. There is beer named Blatz. There aren't any mountains, but instead smooth hills and broad textured fields, which remind me of Germany. The air isn't too clean, but it makes for fantastic sunsets, and the grass is rarely brown. People here seldom use their car horns in traffic. Professors know your name and listen as much as they talk. That makes them good bartenders at Sea House on random Thursday nights. Some nights the sky is big enough to make me think like I'm on the edge of the world. I transferred here 3 years ago. Disillusioned with college and myself and who I thought I could be, I can't adequately put into words what my connection to this place and these people mean to me. I wish I could. What I do know is that Beloit invited me in, saving my life in the process, and at a time when I thought no one would ever ask. And now, today specifically, it's inviting me, it's inviting all of us to leave. It's not kicking us out, but rather nudging us towards whatever's to come next. What the faculty and staff, what our friends and our loved ones are saying to us is we've done good. And we can do just as much and even more away from this place we know as Beloit. Keeping that in mind, I'm going to leave you with a quote from writer Dorothy Allison. In an essay entitled Believing in Literature, which appears in her book Skin, she writes, "There is a place where we are always alone with our own mortality, where we must simply have something greater than ourselves to hold on to. God, or history, or politics, or literature, or a belief in the healing power of love, or even righteous anger. Sometimes I think that they're all the same. A reason to believe, a way to take the world by the throat and insist that there is more to this life than we have ever imagined." Congratulations, class of '97.
morning. I told Erin she wasn't supposed to be that good. Shoot. And aren't there a lot of you? Well, I would first of all like to welcome you all this morning and to thank friends and family for gathering together to help us, the class of 1997, celebrate our commencement. I would particularly, and with great affection, like to thank my classmates for giving me the honor of speaking this morning, for welcoming me and including me as part of the class of 1997 from the first day that I set foot on this campus. Each of us graduating today has someone or many someones who have helped make this day possible for us. I am fortunate to have my someones here with me this morning. Good friends who encouraged me when I was filled with self-doubt. My mother who leaned on me as only a mother can, relentlessly but gently, to better myself, and who also helped me in every way she could to do just that. And my 3 children who cheered me every step of the way toward my dream, who inspired me with their own distinguished college careers, and who without hesitation gave up the last vestiges of their childhood, things like a room at home and occasional checks from Mom, to help me move into a 1-bedroom apartment and become a student again. And if he is here this morning, I would also like to thank Mr. Bob Obrata, who was in admissions when I came to this college, who made me believe that a Beloit education was possible for me. As you may have noticed, I am slightly older than most of my classmates. You have no doubt heard of the 5th or 6th year senior. Well, I am the class of 1997's 30-year senior. Had I approached my education in the traditional way, I would have graduated with the class of 1970. Since that predates the birth of most of my classmates by several years, I certainly do not represent the average member of this class. In reality, of course, the class of 97 has no average members. Each of us came to Beloit for our own particular reasons, bringing with us a unique set of hopes and insecurities, talents and limitations. I would like to think that I am here today as a representation of the value that this graduating class places upon that which is unique in each and every one of its members. When I decided to return to college, I believed that I would get the broadest education in an environment where I was not just like everyone else, where my perspectives might not be the norm. My years at Beloit have confirmed that belief. As important to my education here as any of the books I have read or the lectures I have attended have been my classmates and the multiple lenses through which they have helped, okay, sometimes forced, me to examine ideas and issues. Exploring new territory with people of many differing perspectives is not always neat or easy work. Realizing the value of diversity intellectually does not always translate into altruistic action. We have not always lived harmoniously or treated one another gently in our time here together. In fact, each spring, sometime between about the 3rd round of the particular flu of that season and final exams, tempers flare. We get a bit sick of one another. And I have come to regard this time as perhaps the most wonderful time of year, a time of great possibilities for change, and the time of year I think we may do our most valuable and challenging intellectual work on this campus. No matter what our differences during our time at Beloit, however, as students, we have shared experiences which bind us together. Trying to stay awake through classes the day after you've pulled an all-nighter, for instance, the frustration of studying endlessly and still not getting it, or taking an exam you're truly not prepared for, seems to feel about the same to everyone, no matter the age or the belief system. Beloit life abounds in opportunities to bridge individual differences, opportunities that reduce each one of us to the same raw human vulnerability. It is at those moments, I believe, that doors open, if just a crack, and it is possible to see someone who seems very different from ourselves as identical to ourselves, vulnerable and human. Lately, ideas like affirmative action, multiculturalism, and feminism have begun to suffer the effects of backlash. The words politically correct are often sneeringly applied to such concepts. But I am an old gal, and I remember what college campuses and the rest of American life looked like without those concepts. I can think of no place where diversity has a greater potential for social gain than on a small, relatively self-contained college campus like Beloit's. On such a campus, unlike nearly anywhere else in our society, you don't just go to class or to work with others, whomever your others are. You eat with them, sleep with them, recreate with them. There is no escape, except, of course, within the recesses of a tightly closed mind. Unless you are very stubborn, you will leave such a place knowing something about the others and consequently about yourself that you didn't know when you arrived. There is the possibility that you will leave such a place having learned to come to the table, stay at the table, to talk things through, to bang on the table, to listen, to argue, to compromise, and finally to respect at least some of the others. Because occasionally you will have peeked through at some other through that crack in the door or your own personal armor and seen someone you can relate to, another human being just trying to figure things out. Is it a perfect system? No, but I know of none better. And to call oneself well or liberally educated without having experienced such diversity is a farce. To have a widely diverse campus population, then, students, faculty, staff, and administration, is not politically correct. It is merely truth in advertisement, the basis for a truly liberal education. And it is on such campuses, I believe, that the potential for much social growth and healing resides. To some of the people in this community, I may be an other, middle-aged, divorced, single mother, certainly not affluent, maybe I didn't need to say that, politically radical, a feminist. True, I do not present a particularly intimidating picture wandering across campus in my usual braids, which I wish I had worn this morning, and my sweatpants, but I am certainly not the norm. I'm sure the admissions committee hesitated just a bit over my name, wondered what they might be getting when they decided to admit me. They may have wondered even more when I actually arrived. But they took a chance on someone a little different, and I hope that my time in Beloit has convinced them that they made a good choice, not just for me, but for Beloit College. I also hope that the college will continue to make courageous rather than expedient choices, choices that result in a vital, diverse community. And as the college leaves the sesquicentennial celebration behind, I hope that Beloit recruiters will visit schools they may not have thought to visit before, and that aid for students whose only barrier to Beloit is financial will be aggressively pursued. I hope that my time here may have helped to convince those that make such decisions that taking a chance on students outside the norm can be good for this college. If I leave any other legacy, I hope it will be with my younger classmates, that my presence has made a favorable argument for the idea of ongoing education and of dreams. I hope that if you find at some time in the future that the plans and dreams you had at 20 no longer fill your needs, you might think back to that non-trad at Beloit, you know, the one with the braids, and that you will take the plunge, change everything in your lives to follow your dreams. In my time here, I have really come to believe that most good, true, and brave decisions are probably made in a moment of irrationality. I decided to return to college the day that the newspaper company I was delivering for decided that I should deliver a 3-part paper along with little sample boxes of cereal to all of my customers on Thanksgiving morning. My supervisor left the boxes of cereal samples on my porch and slunk away. I walked into my kitchen and called Bob O'Brada, a man I had met once in my life, briefly, with my daughter Brenna, for an admissions interview. I had no idea how I would pay for my education and no idea where or how I would live if Beloit would have me. But I knew I was done with that paper route, and the rest was all in the details. Standing here today is all the confirmation I need that there is no course that cannot be changed, no dream that cannot be realized with enough courage to dream it, enough crazy optimism to set out on the journey, and here's the kicker, enough pride to make you refuse to abandon the course. For years, one of my daughters had a little snippet of a Langston Hughes poem on the ceiling over her bed. It said, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly." I hope we all soar in the years to come. In closing, I would like to beg a favor of all the friends and families assembled here today. Could you, just for today, not ask those of us who are graduating what we're going to do next? Those of us who know will probably be excited about their plans and will share them without much encouragement. The rest of us who haven't the slightest idea will start trying to figure that out tomorrow. For today, let's all just celebrate our good friends, our good fortune, and this fine day. Thank you so very much, and bon voyage to all of my classmates. Thanks.
As a tribute to Martha Peterson in her final year as Beloit's 7th president, members of the class of 1981 established a prize to go to a senior student who best exemplifies the college's liberal arts traditions as a student and as an active contributor to the campus community. There are 2 winners of the Martha Peterson Award this year. The first winner has presented research conducted for her honors project in English on Student Symposium Day, and she will continue literary research in graduate school at Miami of Ohio this fall. A faculty member commented, "To have a conversation with her is to know how sharp are her insights and how deep her compassion. To work with her is to enjoy her cashmere sock warmth and traffic on the one's sense of play, as well as her generosity and dedication. She has made us laugh, even as she has challenged herself and all of us to contribute our best efforts to the tasks we faced. She will be back in the fall for an honors term to assess the feasibility of using college facilities for a summer day camp. Perhaps she will even find time to organize a women's crew team." The other winner has an outstanding record of academic achievement at Beloit, impressing both his professors and classmates who have appreciated the opportunity to learn from him. He has a determined, businesslike approach to learning. He has been a genially helpful study partner in the laboratory and the library. And those who have read his papers and listened to him discuss his ambitions know of his concern for the economic development of the country he left in order to attend Beloit. Would Erin Elizabeth Fitch of Alexandria, Virginia, and Alden Renwick Gibson of Nassau, Bahamas, please come forward to accept the Martha Peterson Prize for 1997. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. Let's let him take a picture of you. Sure, stay here. Stay on the feet, right there. Congratulations, Alden. Thank you. Each year, the college presents to a member of the graduating class a framed drawing by artist Warren Miller, a Beloit alumnus who has entertained us for years with his cartoons in the New Yorker magazine. This award, named for him and consisting of a special cartoon created by him for Beloit, is in keeping with the spirit of today's commencement. The Warren Miller Blue Skies Award pays tribute to a member of the senior class who has helped foster good cheer, a good-humored perspective, and saving grace in the conduct of our daily lives together on campus. This year's winner has had a great impact on those around him on a daily basis. He is always smiling and is not only someone that makes Beloit College feel good, but someone who feels good about Beloit College.
He is an opportunist in the best sense, who has worked hard over the past years to learn and grow in many different directions. He has been involved in admissions, residential life, athletics, study abroad, and Bellmark. He has a positive outlook on life and cares deeply about others. He is committed to making the most out of life and his Beloit education. Would John Michael Bratland from Colorado Springs, Colorado, please come forward to receive the Blue Skies Award. I now call on Michael J. Koss, the class of 1976 and chair of the Board of Trustees, to bring greetings to the graduating seniors on behalf of the trustees and to present the board's statement of authorization for the granting of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Masters of Arts in Teaching degrees at today's exercise. Michael?
Good morning. On behalf of Beloit's Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to extend our best wishes and congratulations to all members of the class of 1997 and to their families and friends. It's my pleasure to inform you that the Board of Trustees has authorized the awarding of appropriate degrees at this year's commencement exercises to all such candidates as have been certified by the registrar and approved by the faculty. In accordance with these actions, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Beloit College, I now call upon President Victor E. Farrell, Jr. to confer these awards pursuant to the legal authority vested in the Board of Trustees under the charter granted by the legislature of the Territory of Wisconsin on February 2nd, 1846.
Dean McDowell, will you now please present the candidates for degrees?
Mr. President, I first have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Will these candidates please rise? A candidate who attains high scholastic standing during 4 years of work at Beloit College is selected to represent the group and to receive a hood in recognition of this achievement. By action of the appropriate authorities and with the approval of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, the candidate so chosen to represent the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts at this 147th commencement exercise is Joyce Marie Hughes. A double major in anthropology and music, whose degree is awarded summa cum laude. Will this candidate come forward?
No. In accordance with the recommendation of the Dean of the College, on behalf of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Beloit College, and by the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts. The token of the hood now placed upon you confers upon all the candidates whom you represent the degree of Bachelor of Arts, together with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. And you in the class can now be seated. Joyce, congratulations.
Will the other Bachelor of Arts candidates please commence coming forward? Well, they'll come forward when they've gone backwards. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for the next line to get going. Come on, marshals. Andrea Adams, cum laude with departmental honors in economics and management. Atessa Akbere Shimirzadi, cum laude. Mark Allen Albright, cum laude. Miles Sebastian Armstrong. Nicole Catherine Bash, cum laude. Margaret Welsh Bailey, summa cum laude with departmental honors in history. Whitney Sarah Bennett. Carolyn Ann Beanick. Colette Kathleen Bina. Amos Benjamin Richard Warren Hanuman Bakonan Gautama Lightning Blanton. He said they're on his birth certificate. Scott M. Bolton. Sandra Ann Bourne, cum laude. Keith Trevor Bradley. Benjamin Lawrence Brandt with departmental honors in German. John Michael Bratlin, cum laude. Michelle Lynn Browning. Amy Susan Brugem, cum laude and departmental honors in history. Nathan Mitchell Boltman. Jaylyn Joy Bunning, magna cum laude. Sarah Electa Bush, magna cum laude with departmental honors in German. Andrew James Cameron. Danielle Case. Jamie Leah Cassette. Kedra Denise Cheney. Boris Cherner. Alexander David Cherney. Chad Michael Clark. Kara Jo Clayton, cum laude with departmental honors in studio art. Karen Ann Coombs, summa cum laude. Kathleen Allison Costello, cum laude with departmental honors in anthropology. Rachel Persephone Coughtry, magna cum laude with departmental honors in literary studies and in departmental honors in interdisciplinary studies in human ecology. Kevin R. Crabtree, cum laude, with departmental honors in psychology. Benjamin B. Doherty. Laura Elaine Davies, summa cum laude, with departmental honors in Russian. Rebecca Christine Davis. Brian Lee Dirth, cum laude. Lee Michael Dinas. Jonathan Paul DeVoe. Jason Charles DeSuarta. Charles Ryan Dickens, with departmental honors in anthropology. Jill Noel Doyle, with departmental honors in theater arts, acting. Jennifer Elizabeth Dre, magna cum laude, with departmental honors in creative writing and departmental honors in German. Gulsharan Berger Dubash, with departmental honors in theater arts, acting, and directing. Christina L. Dwyer. Chad Dean Edwards, cum laude. Jeffrey Peter Ehrenreich, with departmental honors in theater arts, in design. Rhonda Lynn Eichert, cum laude. Ellie Eliawati. B. Riva Eskenazi, cum laude. Gregor N. Farber, departmental honors in anthropology. Jennifer Lynn Faustich. Eric Davis Fausak. Erin Elizabeth Fitch. Jonathan Peter Flory. Jacob Daniel Fernald, magna cum laude in departmental honors in studio art. Jennifer Michelle Garcia. Daphne Germain. Alden Renwick Gibson, magna cum laude. Paul Jeffrey Giething. Jolanne Ryan Glover. Mary Agnes Gobert, with departmental honors in theater arts, acting, and directing. Mahua Gutta Thakorta. Thank you. Ben Luke Gura. Julie Amy Gutman. Christine Elizabeth Guzaitis. Mark Allen Hogg. Julie N. Haffery, cum laude. Gina Samara Halperin, cum laude with departmental honors in anthropology. Samuel Paul Harshner, cum laude. Christine Ann Hathaway. Mary Beth Haverly. David Robert Helfer, magna cum laude with departmental honors in studio art. Jason Allen Herman. Dana Valerie Hook. Carlson Lewis Hubbard. Mary Catherine Hughes Greer, magna cum laude with departmental honors in creative writing. Alexis Marie Ehrig. Jacqueline Christine Jameson. Sarah Ann Johanningsmeyer. Horace James Kaiser, cum laude. Maureen Elizabeth Kaiser, magna cum laude with departmental honors in theater arts, communications. Emily Anchel Kaltenbach, cum laude. Sue Anna Coe. Cara Kathman. Leah Marguerite Kinney, cum laude. Rebecca A. Knipe. Kelly Jo Knutson, magna cum laude with departmental honors in chemistry. Mika Kojima. Amy Jo Koziel. Lindsay Ann Crombine. Carrie Ann Kunke. Danielle Katrin Kurtz, magna cum laude. William Edward Laffey. David William Lang. Justin John Laughlin. Angelica Renate Lown. Heen Tan Lei. Kisa Jasmine Leiker. Solomon Aldrich Liebert. Karen Ann Livingston, cum laude. Julie Ann Logterman, cum laude with departmental honors in Russian. Jefferson Ralph Lowry. Rebecca Schott Lubov. David M. Lulkin. David Kyle Lund. Heather Ann Leeson McGill. Jennifer Jean Magnuson. Erin Danielle McInerney. Ann Hart McAuliffe, cum laude with departmental honors in creative writing. Sarah A. McAllister, cum laude. Brian Timothy McCarthy. Nicole Portia McLaughlin. Michael Glenn Mediard. Anne Elizabeth Myers. Joshua Martin Mickelson, cum laude. Samuel Penfield Milton. Lilith A. Manassian. Azalea Mitchell. Tracy Lynn Mitchell, cum laude. Daniel Leonard Moses. Marie Ann Malooly. Muraguri Murungi. Sarah Narumi. Heather Marie Naraki, cum laude. Andrew James Offrink. Kat Ordman, cum laude. Noah Hale Parsonage. Naomi Annette Patchkey. Andrew Nathan H. Patterson.
Thank you.
Stephen Edward Penhallow.
Congratulations. You're ready for the future.
Paul Darlington Perkins. Christina Pinho Perry. Lori Sue Petrie, magna cum laude with departmental honors in political science. Atagi Pichaya. Anthony Michael Polari. Joseph John Pingo. Meredith Marie Pisa, magna cum laude with departmental honors in studio art. James William Pollard with departmental honors in theater arts, acting. Timothy Dixon Pop. Brian Keith Renninger. Jennifer Ann Rose. Stacy Heather Rosenzweig, cum laude. Christopher Lowell Schaefer. Matthew James Schellinger. Sarah Mae Schmeiser, cum laude. Julia Helen Shea. Matthew David Sidney, cum laude. Barbara Ruth Edith Smith. Benjamin Russell Smith. Gregory Patrick Smith. Richanne Claire Sneezak. Stephanie K. Sorensen. Hadig. David J. Stauffacher. Gustav Edward Straub. Patrick Dollison Straub. Tricia Ann Strode, magna cum laude. Aya Suzuki. Diana Mary Swisher. Jean Tabbert, magna cum laude. Richard Stephen Talford. Ermias Tesfaya. Christopher Dennis Thalman, cum laude. Christine Ann Thayer Pollard. That's a hyphenated name. Jed McFarland Thorne. Sharina de Villaris Tuazan. Catherine Reed Tweedy with Departmental Honors in Studio Art. Beatrice Varela Coule. Emily Mae Van Bank with Departmental Honors in Creative Writing. Kimberly Jean Waltz. Maria E. Watson. Stephen Vincent Whitaker. Brian Dugan Willie. Stephanie Ann Williams. W. Zachary Williams.
Pages 3 and 4.
Ron Winograd. James William Winter. That was cum laude. Christine Ruffner Winterstein, also cum laude. Patrick Wing Shen Wong, summa cum laude with Departmental Honors in Creative Writing and Departmental Honors in Music. Derek Sengkian Yo. Yi Fang Yu, magna cum laude. Sharon Naomi Zimmerman. Mr. President, I next have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Will these candidates please rise? A candidate who attains high scholastic standing during 4 years of work at Beloit College is selected to represent the group and to receive a hood in recognition of this achievement. By action of the appropriate authorities and with the approval of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, the candidate so chosen to represent the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science at this 147th commencement exercise is Sherbrinka Robic. A double major in mathematics and biology, whose degree is awarded summa cum laude.
In accordance with the recommendation of the Dean of the College, on behalf of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Beloit College, and by the authority vested in me, I confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Science. The token of the hood now placed upon you confers upon all of the candidates whom you represent the degree of Bachelor of Science, together with all of the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will the other Bachelor of Science candidates please commence coming forward? Nathan Tate Allen, cum laude with departmental honors in chemistry. Wesley Owen Bastian. Vaslav Bija. Michael Thomas Bunker. Carolyn Johanna Clothier. Tanya Shari Danner. Stephen Patrick Edwards. Gregory Paul Ehrenreich with departmental honors in biochemistry. Shannon Lee Fountain, cum laude with departmental honors in biochemistry. David C. Gann, cum laude with departmental honors in biochemistry. David Daniel Gordon. Bartram Raymond Gottschalk, summa cum laude. Andrew Richard Green, cum laude with departmental honors in medical biology. Kyle David Kolojeski. Christopher Y. Maida, magna cum laude with departmental honors in biochemistry. Christy Acuna Mather, magna cum laude with departmental honors in biochemistry. Seamus Terrence Mulryan.
Thank you.
Amy Lynn O'Neill. Patricia Christine Penizik. John Charles Pingo. Sarah Ann Renish, cum laude with departmental honors in molecular biology. Paula Marie Sadler, magna cum laude. James Hanrahan Sneeringer. Kai Tun, magna cum laude with departmental honors in biochemistry. Greg Ricardo Ward. Matthew Randolph Whiting. Brian Alexander Wright. Mr. President, I now have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching. Will these candidates please rise? There they are.
In accordance with the recommendation of the Dean of the College, on behalf of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Beloit College, and by the authority vested in me, I confer upon all of you the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching. The token of the hood you now wear confers upon you the degree of Masters of Arts in Teaching, together with all of the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Will the MAT candidates please come forward?
J. Anthony Bullock. Mark Cohen. Colleen Rawlings Drever. James Patrick Grant. Forrest James Kaiser. Rebecca Holmes Thompson.
The class of 1997 has many members with outstanding artistic and scholastic talents, and many with special achievements. Some have already been recognized at last week's Honors Day convocation, and these students are listed in the commencement program. Others have excelled in athletics and extracurricular activities. Still others have served the community and the college through volunteer activities. Also included in this year's class are many who earn major fellowships for graduate study. On behalf of all of these students and their diverse accomplishments, I would now like to call upon the class president of this outstanding class, Azalea Mitchell from Kalamazoo, Michigan, and class gift chair Tracy Mitchell from Mount Bellevue, Texas, to present the senior class gift. Azalea, Tracy.
The class of 1997 voted to have our senior class gift go toward creating a family emergency fund. This fund will be available to cover travel costs, emergency housing, or phone costs for students experiencing family emergencies while at Beloit College. Thank you to all of the seniors and parents who contributed to this year's class gift. The class of 1997 is proud to present a check for the amount of $9,500.50 to Beloit College.
I'm now pleased to introduce the president of Beloit College's Alumni Association Executive Board, Sarah Brandt, a member of the class of 1983.
As the president of the Beloit College Alumni Executive Board, it is my pleasure to be here today to grant you the status of alumna and alumnus, alum for short. As a new alum, you enter the ranks of an elite group of over 12,000 living alumni located around the United States and around the world. I recently completed reading Stephen Ambrose's book, Undaunted Courage, Meriwether Lewis, Thomas Jefferson, and the Opening of the American West, a book that had special meaning to me because